I thought I knew what betrayal felt like. I was wrong. So incredibly, devastatingly wrong. Let me tell you about the night I broke into my sister's iCloud account at 12:47 a.m. on a Tuesday in March. I was sitting in my childhood bedroom, and I watched my entire life unravel across a glowing MacBook screen. What I found that night didn't just hurt me. It destroyed the version of reality I'd been living in for 3 years. My sister Emma was my best friend. Not in that casual way people say it. She was the person I called when my engagement fell apart, the one who convinced me to move across the country for my dream job. We talked every single day. I trusted her with my life, which makes what she did so much worse. But the story doesn't start with the hacking. It starts 6 months earlier, with something so small I almost missed it. It was September when I first noticed the weirdness. I'd sent Emma a Venmo request for her half of Mom's birthday gift, a $400 necklace. She'd always paid me back within hours. But this time a week passed. When I texted her, she responded with a laughing emoji and said she'd been swamped at work. The money appeared that night, but something felt off. Then our standing Sunday FaceTime calls started getting canceled. 3 weeks in a row. When we finally connected, she looked different. Thinner. Shadows under her eyes. Her apartment looked messier than usual, which was strange because Emma was obsessive about cleanliness. I asked if everything was okay. She smiled that bright Emma smile and told me she'd just been busy with a new project at work. But her eyes looked hollow. I should have trusted my instincts. But you never think your own sister would lie straight to your face. The breaking point came in late February. I was scrolling Instagram when I saw Emma tagged at 11 Madison Park, a restaurant where meals cost $350 per person. 3 days earlier, she told me she couldn't afford to chip in for Mom's Christmas gift because money was tight. I texted her immediately. Fancy dinner spotted. Who's the mystery man? She didn't respond for 6 hours. When she did, she said it was a work dinner. But when I went back to look at the photo an hour later, it was deleted. Completely gone. That's when the doubts started eating at me. I started paying attention to everything. Her social media had changed. No more apartment photos, just coffee cups and sky shots and inspirational quotes. Her Venmo transactions went completely private in November. When I called and asked directly if something was wrong, she made me feel crazy for asking. Then Mom texted me at 11:30 p.m. Have you talked to Emma? Mom told me Emma had missed Sunday dinner for the 4th week in a row. That when she'd driven to Emma's apartment, a neighbor said Emma hadn't been around much. That someone was moving inside, but Emma never answered the door. I texted Emma 17 times that night. Called 12 times. No response. And that's when I remembered the password. Years ago, Emma and I had shared everything. We changed most passwords over time, but I still knew her iCloud security questions. Mother's maiden name, Rodriguez. First pet, Charlie. City where you met your spouse, Brooklyn. I sat there for 20 minutes, knowing I was about to cross a line I couldn't uncross. But Mom's worried voice kept echoing. The deleted photo, the private Venmo, the hollow eyes. At 12:47 a.m., I typed in the security questions. At 12:48 a.m., I was in. The Photos app loaded slowly. The first album was called Do Not Open. My hands started shaking. I clicked before I could stop myself. Emma looked skeletal. She'd lost at least 20 pounds. The photos showed a completely different apartment. Darker, smaller, with bare walls and cheap furniture. A mattress on the floor with no bed frame. A bathroom with missing tiles. But that wasn't the part that made me want to vomit. It was the dates. These photos went back to September, and they were mixed with screenshots. Hundreds of screenshots of text conversations, Venmo transactions, bank statements. I clicked on a text exchange with someone saved as N. The preview showed, same time tomorrow? I'll have $800. Emma was buying something. The messages were coded, but clear enough. Same amount as last time. Can you do Thursday instead? I know it's a lot, but I really need it. Then I saw the Venmo receipts. Private transactions. Thousands of dollars sent to accounts with names like Mike J and just initials. The payment notes were emojis. Trees. Pills. Leaves. I felt like I was drowning. Emma didn't do drugs. Emma was the responsible one. Emma ran marathons and had a 17-step skincare routine. I found a selfie from 3 weeks ago. Emma's pupils were massive. Her smile was wrong. Too wide. Too frozen. The coffee table behind her was covered with pills in neat little rows. I clicked on her calendar app. Events titled $800 and pickup 8 p.m. But mixed between the drug transactions were entries that made my blood run cold. Call Sarah, sound normal. Venmo Sarah before she asks again. Sunday FaceTime, cancel, can't let her see. She'd been scheduling her lies to me, planning them out. Every canceled call, every delayed payment, all planned in advance. But I still didn't understand how bad it was. Not until I opened messages. Mom's recent texts were worried, begging Emma to call. Emma's responses were short. I'm fine. Just busy. But Emma had sent a message to someone else 30 minutes after Mom's text. My mom's getting suspicious. Might need to show up for dinner to get her off my back. Can you spot me $400? I'm short this month. The response. Again? Emma, you owe me $2,700. She was borrowing money from drug dealers and treating our mother's concern like an inconvenience. I found messages with her friend Jess. Frantic texts. You missed work again. They're going to fire you. Emma, please answer. I'm scared for you. Emma's response, 3 days later. I'm fine. Stop being dramatic. She'd been lying to everyone. I found an email from her boss in December explaining she'd used all her sick days, that her performance had declined. Emma's response blamed family issues. She was using us as an excuse while lying to our faces. But the message that destroyed me was from someone saved as L in January. Your sister seems nice. Does she know? Emma's response, God no. Sarah would lose her mind. She thinks I'm perfect. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. I'd spent years looking up to her, wishing I could be more like her. And she'd thought of my admiration as exhausting. I clicked on her email. Eviction threats. Collection agencies. Credit cards maxed out. A termination letter dated 2 weeks ago. She'd been fired. She wasn't working on projects or attending work dinners. She was unemployed and spiraling. Then I found the folder called Financial Planning. Bank statements for accounts I didn't know existed. A savings account that once held $47,000, empty. A trust fund from our grandmother, $65,000, gone. Withdrawn in massive chunks between October and December. Emma had burned through over $110,000 in less than 2 years. But that wasn't the part that destroyed me. At the bottom was an email draft. Unsent. Dated 5 days ago. The recipient field had my email address. Sarah, I need to borrow $30,000. I know it's a lot. I know you just bought your condo and you're saving for Mom's surgery. But I'm desperate. I made some bad investments and I'm in trouble. I swear I'll pay you back. Please don't tell Mom. You're the only person I can ask. She'd been planning to rob me blind. She knew about the surgery fund I'd been building for Mom's knee replacement. And she'd been preparing to drain it with a lie about bad investments. The sister I loved was going to destroy me. I don't remember the hours between then and dawn. I just remember sitting in the dark, thinking about every moment I'd believed in her. At 7 a.m., my phone buzzed. A text from Emma. Hey sis. Sorry I've been MIA. Work has been insane. Let's FaceTime this Sunday? Miss your face, red heart. I stared at those words. The heart emoji. The lie wrapped in affection. She had no idea I knew. I had a choice. Confront her or wait. I chose to wait. I responded with matching enthusiasm. She sent back emojis. I screenshot it and saved it in a folder titled Evidence. Over the next week, I monitored her obsessively. I watched her location ping to addresses I looked up, buildings flagged in crime reports. I read every text as they came in. I watched her schedule lies to me, to Mom, to her remaining friends. I called Mom and lied, said Emma was fine. Mom believed me. The irony wasn't lost. I'd learned to lie from Emma. I contacted Emma's friend Jess through Instagram. She broke down immediately. Emma had stolen $1,200 from her in November, then blocked her number. Emma had missed our grandmother's funeral because she'd been too high to function. I gathered it all. Every lie. Every stolen dollar. I was building a case. But then something happened I never saw coming. On Friday, 1 week after hacking her iCloud, a new conversation appeared. The contact. Attorney M. Chun. Emma's message. If someone were to access another person's iCloud account without permission, what would the consequences be? My blood turned to ice. The attorney's response explained it could be a federal crime. Civil lawsuits. Criminal charges. Emma's next message. My sister has been acting strange. Asking questions she shouldn't know to ask. I think she's been monitoring me. I need to know what I can do about it. She knew. She knew I was watching. I scrolled back, frantically. Found a calendar entry from 3 days ago I'd missed. Security check, change passwords. And in her notes app, a new entry titled Sarah. I clicked it with shaking hands. She's watching. I can feel it. She's probably reading this right now. Sarah. Yes, I know. I've known for 4 days. Did you really think I wouldn't notice the login notification from Seattle? Here's what you don't know. I didn't ask for this. It started with the prescription. Painkillers after a car accident you don't know about because you were celebrating your promotion and I didn't want to worry you. The prescription ran out. The pain didn't. Someone offered something stronger. Just once. Except it was never just once. I've been to 3 different rehab programs. I've withdrawn until I wanted to die. And every time I manage a few weeks clean, something happens. The world keeps demanding I be the strong one. And I'm so tired, Sarah. I'm so fucking tired of pretending. I sat in my office, reading my sister's breakdown. The note continued. I know what you found. The debt. The lies. The draft email. I know you think I'm a monster, but here's what you didn't find. Check the folder called Actual Do Not Open. The one you didn't click. Then check the email draft in my trash folder dated 6 months ago. Then you'll understand why I couldn't tell anyone. My hands trembled as I navigated to photos. There was the folder I'd clicked. Do not open. But below it, Actual Do Not Open. I clicked. The first image was a medical report dated August, 9 months ago. UCSF Medical Center, Oncology Department. The diagnosis, infiltrating ductal carcinoma. Stage 3B. Patient declined immediate treatment in favor of completing egg retrieval for fertility preservation. The next photo was Emma in a hospital bed, bald, for in her arm. Date stamp, October. The same October when she got weird about money. I scrolled faster. More reports. Bills. $40,000 for fertility treatments. $35,000 for chemotherapy. $20,000 for medication. Emma had been paying for cancer treatment alone. Screenshots of texts with Mom. Emma asking about her knee, if she needed help with medical bills. Mom saying she was putting off surgery, couldn't afford it. A conversation with Emma's oncologist from December. Emma asking about stopping treatment because she couldn't afford to continue. The doctor's urgent response about survival odds. Emma's reply, I can't ask my family. They'll know. She'd been dying. Literally dying, and chose to suffer alone. I found the email draft. Subject line. To Sarah, if I don't make it. I opened it. Sarah, if you're reading this, I'm probably gone. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the cancer. I know you would have dropped everything. That's exactly why I couldn't tell you. You just bought your condo. You're finally thriving. Mom needs knee surgery, and you're the only one who can help her. I couldn't let my dying become your problem. I tried to handle it. I saved everything. I took out loans. But the cancer was expensive and the pain was unbearable, and someone offered pills that made it stop hurting. And I'm weak, Sarah. I know you'll find the debt, the lies, the drugs. You'll think I threw my life away for nothing. But I was trying to survive long enough to beat this thing so I could tell you after. I failed. The cancer's winning and I'm broke and I've become everything I swore I'd never be. Tell Mom the knee surgery fund is sacred, untouched in an account she doesn't know about. I love you.
I'm sorry.
Emma. The office sounds faded to white noise. I checked her calendar. Her last chemo appointment was 2 weeks ago. Cancelled. The entry. Chemo? Cancelled. Can't afford next payment. She'd stopped treatment because she ran out of money. She ran out of money because she refused to tell us she was dying. And in her pain, she turned to drugs that were killing her faster than cancer ever could. Everything I thought I knew was wrong. She wasn't an addict who threw away a perfect life. She was a dying woman who sacrificed everything to keep us from suffering with her. I left work without a word, drove to the airport, bought a ticket to New York, landed at 11 p.m. and took an Uber to the address from her location history. A building in Queens, rundown and dark. I climbed 3 flights to apartment 3C and pounded on the door. Emma opened it looking like a ghost. Skeletal.
Pale.
Her eyes went wide with fear. I wrapped my arms around her and held her while she collapsed. We sat on her mattress. She'd sold the bed frame for pills, and I told her everything. That I'd hacked her iCloud. That I'd seen the drugs before the truth. That I'd spent a week hating her. She cried. I cried. She kept apologizing. I kept telling her to stop. She told me the full story. The hidden car accident. The prescription that became addiction. The cancer diagnosis while already struggling. The choice to freeze her eggs because she couldn't give up the dream of children, even if it meant draining her savings. She'd tried to beat it all quietly. I called Mom at 2 a.m. Listened to Emma finally tell the truth while I held her hand. The next morning, I emptied my savings. $32,000. Paid Emma's dealers first, got her out of danger. Then booked her into a treatment facility for addiction and cancer care. I quit my job at Amazon, moved to New York, got something smaller with flexible hours so I could take Emma to appointments, sit with her through chemo, hold her through withdrawals. It's been 8 months. Emma's been clean for 6. The cancer's in remission. Mom used the knee surgery fund Emma had protected. Mom cried for 3 days that Emma had suffered to protect money meant for her. Emma says Mom walking without pain is the only thing that makes the guilt bearable. We're both in therapy, learning to be honest instead of strong, to ask for help instead of carrying everything alone. I still think about that night I hacked her iCloud. How close I came to hating her without knowing the truth. The real betrayal wasn't what I found. It wasn't the lies or drugs or debt. The real betrayal was us believing we had to be perfect. That love meant never being a burden. We performed strength when what we needed was permission to fall apart. Emma didn't betray me by hiding her cancer. I betrayed her by making her think she had to hide it. We're still fixing what almost broke, but we're doing it together now. And if you take anything from this, the people you love aren't your enemies just because they're struggling in ways you can't see. Sometimes the worst betrayal is the one we commit against ourselves, choosing silence over vulnerability and calling it love. It's not love. It's loneliness disguised as sacrifice. And it almost killed my sister. Some stories end, but others begin right here. Keep growing with the telling tree. Like, subscribe, and stay with us.